Hi, my name is Regina Cannarozzi and this is my Pure Artist audition video. I'd love to start by saying that I've been in the industry for about 7 years now. I've been dedicated to Redken and Pureology at a certified salon called Lorraine's House of Styles in Hoboken, New Jersey. LHS is a summit salon and I'm currently working as the level 3 stylist. It was easy for me to gravitate towards Pureology for what it does for me and my clients. So this is Cassie, my beautiful model, and today I'm going to be doing a technique called balayage on her hair. Balayage is a French term for sweeping, and we're literally going to just be taking some of her hair and painting right on top of it. Cassie is 19 and is in college, so right now I don't want to do any kind of color that is going to be too high maintenance for her. With this, it's just going to grow out very subtle and soft and give her most of her color saturation down at the bottom. Balayage is like a modern version of ombre. So we're gonna have most of the light pieces down here, but we're still gonna have some dark pieces to blend everything together. If you look at celebs right now, like J-Lo or Sarah Jessica Parker, even Khloe Kardashian, you can notice that the root area is a little bit darker, so that way everything blends and grows out so much softer and easier. I've already prepped Cassie's hair with some Pre-Art and Miracle Filler. I gave her a layered haircut for some more movement and then just rough dried her just to get the moisture out so we can begin the color. I'm going to be using Redken's Flash Lift with 30 volume. I wouldn't normally use something that's so high volume if it was a foil, but because we're doing a technique that we're just painting right on, the color tends to dry out a little bit quicker. So we are going to use 30 volume just to get her nice and light, and then she won't process for that long. I'm going to leave her hair where she normally parts it, that way we know where to place the color. I also want to enhance the natural highlights she already has, so we're going to do some pieces in here, and then what we call many pieces, which are these nice pretty pieces right in here, right around her face to keep the lightness. So I'm going to go ahead and start parting her off, front to back, and then section her off, and then we're going to start applying the color in the back. I'm going to take an inch section and start with that. Now remember, we're just going to apply very softly up here, and once we get to about down here, this is where all the saturation will be. When doing the balayage technique, you're going to want to get a paddle. So with this is going to help you keep the color on here and saturating just from here on down. So I'm going to put the decolorizer on here first, spread it out nice and even, and then use a clean brush always to apply. So I'm actually going to take pretty much all of this hair and leave a little bit on the bottom. You want to have a nice grip when you're doing this, just for control. Hold it pretty far up, and then you're going to take some color off your paddle, about this much. Now from here, I'm going to start the sweeping technique and just paint right on top of her hair where I want it to sit. Once you have it towards the middle, you're going to want to just blend up a little bit towards the top, just so that it has that really, really soft look. Make sure you still have control of your section. Hold nice and tight. Just blend it to the root area. Once you get down here, you're going to want to connect both of those lines together. Blend everything together, and then place it right on top of your paddle. With the rest of the color, you're going to apply this. Saturate on the bottom, so that way you're getting all the way through here too. You want all of this hair to be colored. Once that's done, you're just going to go back in and blend a little bit more. If you need assurance that this is blended, look towards the bottom to see that there's no harsh line. If there is, take your paddle and just go over it again, and now there's no harsh line. Now you're going to place a piece of cotton just so that this color doesn't get on her for the cape. And then I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap and just put it over this section to protect from the next section laying over it. If the hair is long, you can always use 2 pieces because you want this to be covered as well. This is what's going to keep the body heat in and have the colorizer work the way it needs to. Otherwise, it'll just dry out and nothing will happen. I'm going to take another section about an inch higher and repeat the same process. And this section, I'm going to use 2 pieces just because where her head is a little bit wider here on this section. This technique is always easier when you have this clean brush instead of using one brush. It's going to make your life so much easier. So tight grip again, closer to the scalp, and take a good amount of color. And just for even more color, you can add a little bit right here in the middle and have them just all connect. This is why I love this technique, because you can customize it for each client. You have a little bit of color or a lot of color. It really just depends on what they're looking for. For someone who's never colored their hair before, like Cassie, this is perfect for her. Make sure everything's blended, and then we're going to put a piece of cotton right under it. Once again, just do it ever so slightly, painting and blending at the root. Once we get towards the middle, we're going to connect those 2 lines. And then this is where you saturate towards the bottom. The difference between balayage and foils is that in foils, most of the saturation of color is towards the top. In balayage, the saturation of color is towards the bottom. So there's 3 main reasons why I want to be a pure artist. The first being how much I believe in the brand. Having healthy hair for my clients is very important to me. I also love that the Color Stylist line is fortifying your hair while styling it at the same time. Who wouldn't love that? I do about 45 chemicals a month, and Pureology is what I recommend to all my clients to ensure their investment at the salon. Also, don't be shy with the section that you're taking. You're going to want to take a good amount of hair, a good chunk, like this. Because if you take something too small, it's just going to get lost in all of this hair. You want to make sure you have enough hair that you're going to see that pop of color. The second reason I want to be a pure artist is to educate other stylists. I was asked at a young age, why would you want to be a hairdresser? All they do is stand up all day and make no money. Well, I'm here to break that mold. I want other young stylists like myself to feel motivated, confident, and just believe in the brand. The company as a whole, whether it's product knowledge, finishing, or cutting, is extremely important to my career. If other stylists can learn to appreciate Pureology, they can become something bigger. Our industry is more important than we know. This is what you want it not to look like. A big chunk and hard line down here. You want to diffuse that because you will see that once it's dry. So just take the edge of the paddle and kind of smooth that out. Should be way bigger than what you would use for your typical highlighting foil, so don't get scared. No need to be nervous. The third and final reason why I want to be a pure artist is simply to learn more. Being a young stylist, only having 7 years in the industry, I know there is so much more for me to learn out there. I'm a complete sponge when it comes to learning about my craft because this is something I've loved forever. Being a pure artist is the next step for me. Once you get to the bottom and you're trying to saturate the color, if you turn the brush vertically, you can kind of spread the hair out to just make sure that all of this hair is saturated with color. If you keep doing this, it's just going to sit right on top of it. So make sure you brush vertically too. That way you can get in there even better. also may be parts of the head when you need to use 2 pieces of saran wrap, depending on the kind of plastic wrap you're using. This one is already pre-cut, so you need to use 2. That's fine as well. When your section is like this, where you can see right through it and see the plastic wrap, it's not thick enough. You can take this if the client wants the color to be very close to the root, but for her, we really want to focus on the ends, so I'm not going to waste time taking too many sections. So we're going to add in a little bit more hair. So this is what you want it to look like on top, nothing on the bottom. That's the whole point of this technique. And then depending on where you want most of the saturation is where you're gonna start applying the color throughout. You just wanna blend all of that. How there's nothing on the sides, you just wanna blend all of that together. With this last section too, you're gonna wanna stay around this area. You don't wanna go too far up. You don't want anything to get too blotchy or have weird stripes right on the top of her head. Now we're going to be working on the sides of Cassie's hair. So to enhance what she has going on in here, like I said before, I'm going to part it in a way that it shows when she pulls her hair back. You kind of want to put a diagonal section in through here. And make sure we place the color going this way. That way when she pulls her hair back, she'll have a lot of these highlights, but still saturation towards the bottom. I always like to tuck in the plastic wrap just so that it's not in her face and all of the hair is covered so that it doesn't dry out. this last section is where we're going to place our mini piece. So right under here, I've done a piece here and then a piece right underneath it, which is all going to lead to that one nice big light piece right in the front of her face. So instead of making that V shape, I'm just going to paint right on through here, which naturally she has. We're just going over it and then saturate the bottom. And then this is our last piece on this side, and we're going to duplicate on the other side. When the pieces are smaller like this, you want to take a little bit less color. That way you have more control and it's not going everywhere. Start more towards the middle and you can always work your way up. I'm just duplicating on this side what we did on the first side as far as the mini piece. So the same thing goes for here. We're just going to start painting right in here and blur it into the top, so that way this will connect with this and she'll have a nice bright piece in the front of her face. I'm just applying this last piece of plastic, and we're going to let this process for about 15 minutes. As you can see, the back is pretty much already done. So we just need for the sides to be processed, and then we'll tone her and blow her out. After consulting with Cassie and lifting her hair more than 4 levels, we've come to the conclusion that she needs a shampoo that's going to protect her hair. This technique I recommend that Cassie uses, perfect for platinum. In this shampoo is a ton of cannabis, which is a veggie protein that's going to strengthen her hair. This also has a lemon extract that's going to keep the highlights nice and bright. Along with this and the conditioner, I'm gonna send her home with Miracle Filler. This she can use as a blow dry lotion, and this also has 15 times more cannabis that's gonna strengthen 78% of the hair that was damaged during lightning services. After I shampooed Cassie's hair with Perfect for Platinum, I went ahead and toned her hair with 09T and Shades Q gloss. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spray the Miracle Filler in her hair. This is gonna help me detangle while still being a leave-in conditioner and helping her highlights. This is my all-time favorite Pureology product, Miracle Filler. After this, after we prepped her hair with the Miracle Filler, I'm gonna use the new highlight stylers. I'm gonna start with the gel, just to give her a little bit of holds with the blow dry, and we're gonna give her a nice blowout with some loose waves, and then we'll spray the sea spray to give her some texture. After her hair is about 85 to 90% dry, I just sprayed some of the texture spray and I parted it where she's gonna wear it. And I'm gonna take this section out because I wanna set it in a way that she's gonna have a nice wave like this coming towards her face. And we're gonna do that just with the blow dryer set. Until we get to that section on top, we're just gonna start on the bottom, taking about 2-inch sections. I'm gonna use a medium-sized brush just to give her some wave. Even though her hair is long, we're still gonna use that size brush. I'm gonna start with blow drying by the root and then feeding the hair into the brush to give it a nice curl. You want to keep these side pieces going under, opposite of what you did over here. And then you're going to set it to the side. That way when you let it down, it's just going to have one nice loose wave. It'll fall right into how this top section is. These last two sections, you're going to take on a diagonal and setting it going forward towards your face. And just spray some hairspray and let it cool down for a minute, and then we'll take the pins out. So with this set, you're gonna get that vintage look to have this little wave in the front, but nothing too much. And there you have it. So now that it's dried, you can see how most of the color is towards the bottom, with it still being really soft on top. As this grows out, she's not gonna have any issues with regrowth. It's gonna be really, really soft. Also, once she pulls it back, she still has those lighter pieces for her ponytail. Once again, my name is Regina Cannarozzi, and thank you for watching.